We hear about them all the time, viruses and bacteria. But what exactly are they, and how are they different? Are viruses just tiny bacteria? And why don't antibiotics work on viruses? Let's take a closer look at these fascinating microbes and uncover the surprising truth behind them. To start off, consider this mind-blowing fact. The total number of bacteria in your body outnumbers your own human cells by about 10 to 1. And that's not all. There are more viruses in the oceans than there are stars in the observable universe. It's incredible to think about how these unseen entities shape our world, our health, and even our very existence. So what exactly are viruses and bacteria? While they're both classified as microbes, their differences are stark. Bacteria are single-celled living organisms. They're like tiny, self-sufficient factories, equipped with everything they need to survive: cell walls, DNA, and the ability to reproduce on their own. On the other hand, viruses are much smaller and, to put it simply, they're not quite alive in the traditional sense. They're essentially packets of genetic material, DNA or RNA, wrapped in a protein shell with one purpose: to hijack living cells to reproduce. Think of a human cell as a sports stadium. A bacterium, by comparison, would be the size of a basketball, while a virus would be the size of a golf ball. Tiny, but potentially far more dangerous due to its ability to take over our cells and turn them into virus-producing machines. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Can something that isn't truly alive still be considered a living threat? When it comes to size, bacteria are giants compared to viruses. A typical bacterium can range from 0.2 to 2 micrometers, while a virus is often just 20 to 400 nanometers. In simple terms, a virus can be up to 100 times smaller than a bacterium. Structurally, bacteria are complex. They have a cell wall, a plasma membrane, and even little tails called flagella that allow them to move around. Viruses, on the other hand, are as simple as they get. They consist of nothing more than a core of genetic material and a protective coat, but don't be fooled by their simplicity. Viruses are incredibly efficient at what they do. One of the largest known bacteria, Thiomargarita namibiensis, is so big you can see it with the naked eye. Imagine a bacterium as large as the period at the end of the sentence. Meanwhile, some viruses are so small that they require the most powerful electron microscopes just to be seen. It's these kinds of differences that make the microscopic world so fascinating. Let's talk about reproduction. Bacteria reproduce independently through a process called binary fission. One bacterium splits into 2 identical daughter cells, and under the right conditions, a single bacterium can multiply to over 1 billion in just 10 hours. That's why bacterial infections can sometimes spread so rapidly. Viruses, on the other hand, need to invade a host cell. Once they latch on, they inject their genetic material into the cell and take over its machinery, turning the host into a virus-producing factory. Depending on the type of virus, this process can cause the host cell to burst, releasing hundreds or even thousands of new viruses to infect more cells. It's mind-blowing to think that a single virus can produce thousands of copies of itself in just a few hours. This is why viral infections like the flu or COVID-19 can seem to spread so explosively. Both bacteria and viruses can have a major impact on human health. Bacteria are responsible for illnesses such as strep throat, tuberculosis, and urinary tract infections. But not all bacteria are bad. In fact, some are essential for our survival. Your gut, for instance, is home to over 100 trillion bacteria that help digest food, produce vitamins, and protect against harmful pathogens. They're so important that they're sometimes referred to as your second brain because of the profound effect they have on your health and even your mood. Viruses, on the other hand, are behind the common cold, flu, HIV, and more recently COVID-19. Unlike bacteria, they're highly specialized and often target specific cells or tissues. For example, the rabies virus specifically targets nerve cells, while the hepatitis B virus prefers liver cells. Some viruses, like Ebola, have fatality rates as high as 90%, making them some of the deadliest organisms on the planet. Have you ever wondered why your doctor doesn't prescribe antibiotics for a cold or the flu? That's because bacteria and viruses respond to treatments in completely different ways. Our immune system attacks bacteria using white blood cells that can engulf and destroy them. But when it comes to viruses, specialized cells are needed to destroy infected host cells and prevent the virus from spreading further. Antibiotics work by targeting bacterial structures like cell walls and certain enzymes. But because viruses lack these structures, antibiotics are completely ineffective against them. Instead, we use antiviral drugs that block the replication of viruses. It's a totally different battle strategy. Here's an interesting twist. There are even viruses called bacteriophages that specifically infect and kill bacteria. Researchers are currently studying them as a potential treatment for antibiotic-resistant infections. Think of them as the natural predators of bacteria. Not all bacteria are harmful. In fact, the bacteria in our gut, known as the microbiome, play crucial roles in digestion, nutrient absorption, and even mood regulation. A healthy gut microbiome can influence everything from your immune system to your mental health. It's amazing to think that these tiny organisms inside us could be so powerful. Surprisingly, some viruses can be beneficial too. Bacteriophages, for instance, are being researched as an alternative to antibiotics. Certain viruses are also used in gene therapy to deliver therapeutic genes to cells, potentially treating genetic disorders and cancers. It's ironic that the very same agents that cause disease can sometimes hold the key to life-saving treatments. Scientists are uncovering more about these tiny titans every day. From phage therapy for antibiotic-resistant bacteria to gene therapy using viruses, there's a lot of exciting research happening at the forefront of microbiology. Could viruses one day help us fight cancer? It's a possibility researchers are actively exploring. Here's another mind-boggling fact. The first virus ever discovered was the tobacco mosaic virus back in 1892, and it's still being studied today as researchers look for ways to harness viruses in gene editing and other biotechnologies. So what's the final takeaway? Viruses and bacteria may be microscopic, but they're worlds apart in terms of size, structure, and behavior. Some cause diseases, while others play vital roles in maintaining health and balance in nature. Understanding these differences not only helps us protect our health, but it also opens up new possibilities for using these organisms in innovative ways. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world. What other microbiological mysteries do you want us to unravel? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay healthy.